Now evaluate this process over here, okay? Let us now evaluate this process over here at this evaluation over here. All right, we got all the 5 process. We have all the 5 process. In this simple business, the process is very simple and straightforward, right? You don't have much things going around. But you want to see the connections over here, right? Over here, the production, just now we can say plan and then material requisition, right? Then we can see it linked to the procure to payment. Okay, procure to payment, first stage will be the material requisition, or we call it purchase. You want to request source, right? Request purchase. And this purchase over here can be from the goods that you want to sell. It can also be from the other purchases. Okay, other purchases might also go through this cycle. For example, you want to purchase the store, right? It might go through this process also, or maybe the stationeries, the other whiteboard, you want to show the banner. All right, those purchases, that's why it is procure to payment, or they name it expenditure cycle. Can you see that? This is revenue cycle, later is revenue cycle. They don't name it cost of goods sold cycle. Cost of goods sold cycle, automatically we know that it is the goods related thing, right? So expenditure is very wide. It involves the expenditure that is inside the business, or involve the operations of the business or the product that the business is going to sell. All right. So this one is one thing that I want to highlight to you. Then over here, number 2, of course, after you got the purchase request, requisite, in this simple case, you don't go. There is no vendor selections much. All right, you yourself go and find the shop. You go to the mall. All right. Then number 3, you get the goods. Over here, the goods. Number 3, you do the payment. Okay. Get the goods, you do the payment. All right. Then finish. All right. You get the receipt. Then you keep the receipt for your purchases. Right. You want to record the purchases. Over here, there will be a document of a receipt. Receipt, why is it important? Because later we will look at the records, right? What are you going to record? How are you going to record the purchase for your small business? Then over here is the order to cash. I put it 2 down over here already. Put them 2 down. Over here, usually in a business, then over here, we'll go back to this, after you receive the goods, right, you will go back to this cycle over here, where you do the production / cooking, all right? You do your cooking, and then you got your finished goods, all right, your product. Then over here, number 5, you will determine the cost, all right? Usually over here, you're going to determine how much you're going to sell the chicken, right? So here, you will put inside also the price. Okay, price. Usually it's just a price over here, price and so on. All right, but mostly you do the costing is you want to know how much you're going to sell, right? So in this case, maybe you want to sell the chicken for 10 ringgit. How much nowadays? 10 Betul, 10. 10 Yeah? 3 ringgit 3 ringgit. Last time, my time when I bought them, I think it's around 5 ringgit. 5 ringgit, you know. But now they 10 ringgit, Okay. So what happened is, once you got the finished goods, you will wait for this guy over here, right? There will be like customer to come in. So customer come in, what they will do is, number one, they will start to order. This is the usual thing, right? Order. Then number two is the finished good, all right? They'll go down to this customer. Customer will receive the goods. And then number three, the customer will pay, all right? Pay, then you give them the receipt. Okay, so far so good, right? It's the same thing that happened above there. We are just evaluating it, all right? We're just evaluating it again. Then over here, we have, if the business grow bigger, you have more work to do, right? You cannot yourself, maybe you can manage to cook 30 pieces of chicken. Then maybe you cannot interact with the customer. You need someone to do the cashier, right? So you add in someone over here, so that person might be doing the cashing. So first you're going to recruit, and then second, as what I said earlier, you're going to time the attendance, the time. And then number three, you're going to pay. So over here, you're going to have the payroll, all right? You're going to have the payroll, pay the salary, right? You're going to have the salary being paid out. And then if you need to submit for the tax or you need to submit for the EPF, then you have to go on and continue with the number 4, which is the compliance. Then over here, what happened is, if this guy chef, all right, the guy is chef, right? His name, they want to record their transactions. Basically, for him, for his level, his contacts, he will just pull this receipt from this. You give receipt to the customer. You don't give receipt to the customer, right? No, right? So what happened in over here? You're going to, for you, all right? If you do the business, the purchase, you got the receipt, right? Purchase, you got receipt, but for your sales, for this guy, the chef, they don't have receipt, right? They just receive the cash. So how do this person determine the sales? They have their own record. Yes, its own mini book over here, 555. You know, the small book to record 11111. That might be true, but mostly what do you guys, all right? You guess mostly what happened over here. How do this person determine how much he sold? By looking at the cash, right? How much cash inside the box, you know, or how much cash you have transferred to them in the touch and go, right? Does that make sense to you? This person, all right, you know, you go to the shop, right? Do they? Some people, they will do the record, but mostly they don't, right? They just say scan the QR code, show. Okay, even in Zubaida, right? You go to Zubaida, you got the receipt also, right? But do they record clearly? No, right? They just punch in the number and then just give you the receipt. By the end of the day, they look inside how much the cash they have. But that one, they are one more step higher because they got the machine, right? They have the machine to record their transactions. So, but this one, for this context, what he's gonna do is he's just gonna check how much inside the box, and then that will be the sales. So what this guy will do, this guy will do the journal entry. Journal entry for this, and then this. All right. Then transfer to the ledger, and then get the financial report. It's okay. So let us evaluate this process over here in terms of the system. In this level of context, probably over here is manual, or you can see when the business grow bigger, they will use the Excel, and then if even bigger, then they will use the accounting software. What is important over here is to look at the process flow, and then to know what the data, all right, what are the data being transferred, and then what are the documents that has been generated, and then at which point it is capturing, all right? So here we cannot see much documents, right? Because it's a small business context. So this is basically the simple context of it. Okay. Do you have any question with this one? Good? Yes. So